You're listening to The Josh Liddick Show, a sports talk podcast. And here's your host, Josh Liddick.
Hey guys, so usually I know it's been a while here on the Josh Liddick Show, and I would actually have to say that this isn't going to be a normal podcast. It's not going to be much, very long. I'm going to make it quick. I have other things to do tonight. I've been really busy at school, but this is going to be really quick, and this is something that we really need to discuss. I really need to get my thoughts out there. Right now, Under the Lights is tomorrow from 5 to 6, for those of you who don't know. We're definitely going to be talking about that on the show on KUR. This topic that I really want to talk about, but right now I need to bring it up. I need to bring my points out there so that people can hear what I need to say right now. For those of you who have been living under a rock for the last hour, the Eagles have traded their about 5 picks to the Cleveland Browns for the second overall pick in this year's NFL draft. For those of you who, really, understandably, I would be normally happy, that we made a deal like this, if, get in the second pick. Because if you think about it, the second pick is a huge deal in the NFL draft. You can get, a future Hall of Famer with that pick. You can do a lot with that pick. But I think in this situation, it's unreal, how dumb of a decision this is. First of all, player-wise, there's a lot of players that would have fell to the 8th pick, which is what the Eagles had in the first place. There's a lot of players that would have fell that far that we could have taken. Ezekiel Elliott being one of them. Hargraves being another one. Jalen Ramsey even may have fallen that far down. That could have been a real situation there. But for whatever reason, Howie Roseman and the GM and the entire Jeff Lurie and all of them, they and Doug Peterson, they may have gotten together and said, you know what, we need to make this deal right now. We need to get the second pick overall, which is dumb. Okay, Cleveland, they didn't need a quarterback anymore now that RG3's in town. Yeah, he's probably not going to work out. They're probably going to have to get another quarterback because we always see that in Cleveland. But they didn't need the second pick, so they were actively shopping. And it's been rumored that the Eagles were going to go for it for a while, but I saw a rumor this morning that they were going to pull the trigger on it. It was really unsure whether or not this was actually going to happen. I didn't think it was going to happen. It's rumored, but anything's possible in the NFL. About 3 hours later, I find out that it did happen. The Eagles traded 5 picks to the Cleveland Browns to get the second overall pick in the draft this year and a 5th round pick in the draft next year, which is pretty much irrelevant. I just can't believe it. I'm so dumbfounded. I'm so mad about this situation. As an Eagles fan, and I know a lot of Eagles fans are really upset about this. But first of all, you got Jared Goff and Carson Wentz, 2 quarterbacks. One's from Cal and one's from North Dakota State. And Goff looks like he's going to go to the LA Rams, and Wentz looks like he's going to go to us. But anything's possible. I do have a few theories, but first of all, the quarterback situation, normally, if it was, between Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, and those guys, Tom Brady, some of those guys that, Tom Brady, he didn't go first or anything like that, but Andrew Luck, if this was an Andrew Luck situation, I'd be like, yo, Eagles, good job. We needed that. We really needed that guy. First of all, we signed Sam Bradford to an extension this year. And also we got Chase Daniel for a starter contract for a backup. And do we really need another quarterback? And then Howie Roseman today in a press conference, right, says that Sam Bradford is still the starting quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. What? Why? Okay, so why would you trade up to the second pick of the draft? Everyone knows you're going to take a quarterback. If you know that Sam Bradford is going to be the starting quarterback of this franchise for the future. I mean, I'm sure Sam is visibly upset about this, audibly upset. He's probably really upset, but the Eagles, no fear, Sam. You got the job next year, but we just traded our entire future of the team to get the second pick. I do have a few theories about this. One, Ezekiel Elliott, running back from Ohio State, great national champion, I think he had 4 touchdowns rushing in the national championship game 2 years ago, college football playoff against Oregon. Great running back. Looked like he was going to fall to 8. So if that was going to happen, the Eagles would have probably picked him up at 8. I would have been okay with that. I would have been okay with taking Ezekiel Elliott at 8. But in the news recently, Dallas, the Cowboys, their running back issues. They lost out on getting back DeMarco Murray after we traded him to the Titans. And then Joseph Randle had all those legal issues last year, so they really needed a running back. Darren McFadden, he's injury prone, he's old, he's not going to cut it. They needed a real guy. Ezekiel Elliott, I think, was going to be that guy. I think they were going to go for him. My theory is that the Eagles, Howie Roseman and company, traded up to the second pick to make sure that Ezekiel Elliott didn't fall to the hands of Dallas, which is smart. It's smart, but not for what they gave up. You don't give up 5 picks, 3 picks in this draft, 2 in next year's draft, including the first round pick of next. First of all, we don't even know if the Eagles are going to be good next year. We're probably going to be awful like this past season. I don't even see us winning. I could see us winning 7 games again like last year, or even worse, I could see 5 games, maybe 6. If Howie Roseman thinks that we're going to contend after making a dumb trade like this, I don't know what the heck he's thinking, because, I had so much faith in Howie Roseman going into this offseason. He made the deals he did. He traded DeMarco to the Titans. He traded Kiko Alonso and Byron Maxwell. Good. That freed up a lot of cap space. That freed up a lot of really good cap there. It was great. It was good. It was a good idea. Signing Sam Bradford back, I don't know if that was the smart decision. I mean, I'd rather have Sam Bradford at this point than any other quarterback because he knows what he was doing. He's already here. Like, it doesn't really matter. Chase Daniel, he might pan out to be a good quarterback, but they didn't need to sign him at that at the amount they did. But that being said, I mean, I still, was happy with what Howie Roseman was doing or whatever they're calling him now, the manager of football operations or something like that. I don't know what they're calling him now. They won't call him. They're refusing to call him general manager. But he goes and he does this trade with Cleveland that makes no sense. It literally makes no sense. You mortgage your entire future for 1 pick, the second pick, and there's not even. I would not take Goff or Wentz at number 2. I wouldn't do it because I don't see them panning out to be the guys that everyone's saying they're going to be. And I'm just absolutely fed up with the Eagles, trying to, people are saying maybe they're trying to shove it in Chip Kelly's face and be like, yo, you can't get this quarterback now. I didn't think Goff or Wentz was going to fall that far. One is going to get drafted number 1, obviously, but if the Eagles never traded up, I think there was a possibility. I knew the Browns weren't going to draft him. That's why they traded their second pick. But I was pretty sure that they weren't going to trade, or that possibly Wentz could fall that far down, and the Niners could have picked him up, and that could be that could be it. I'm going to talk about more of this tomorrow on Under the Lights from 5 to 6 p.m. on the Kutztown University Radio. Where you can hear about this more. But my other theory is I think is a possibility that Howie Roseman could take the second pick in the draft now and he could trade down. I mean, I think it was a mistake to trade. I think it was a good idea to trade up, but not to number 2 and give up 5 picks. I think what Howie needs to do now, he needs to trade down. He needs to get a good player out of the deal from a team that may need a quarterback, may need Carson Wentz. There's a handful of teams that still need a QB. I don't know how many really want Wentz, but I mean, and nothing's out of the question. Broncos, or I think they still want Kaepernick, but I mean, there's a lot of decisions there. But I'm just absolutely fed up with the Eagles right now. I think it's absolutely dumb that they made this decision. And I'm just completely floored that, Howie would do this. I mean, I'm really not surprised, but I think his confidence meter in Philadelphia among fans has went from a pretty big high. I would say about 80% confidence after a pretty decent offseason. But then, we were set up to have a pretty decent draft this year. No second round pick, which is huge. We need a second round pick. We still don't have a second round pick. I don't even think we have a third round pick now. But all that aside, his confidence of the fans is very low now. I have no confidence right now. I'm hoping that Howie makes a good decision. I'm hoping that if we do draft a quarterback, either Goff or Wentz, that we will try to do something with Sam Bradford. Maybe trade him, see what he's worth, something in there. But I can't see this, being what's going to happen for this team. It's very frustrating. But yeah, so that's all I'm going to talk about on this edition of Josh Liddick Show. It's very short, very, very sweet. I just wanted to talk about the Eagles and the craziness going on in Philadelphia right now. So as always, thanks for listening, guys. I am hoping that by the summer or during the summer, I will be coming out with more material for you guys. I'll be deprived from KUR for the summer on Under the Lights, which, by the way, Paul Petrucci and I won Best Sports Talk Show of 2016, which is a huge honor. So we're really excited about that. But we're also really sad because we won't be able to have the show this summer. We will be back, though, next semester on KUR. So I'm looking to come out with some more Josh Liddick Show material this summer. Really hoping maybe getting some friends from home and getting in contact with them about making appearances on my podcast. Talk a little sports. Got a lot of baseball going on this summer. So yeah, so keep in touch. Keep tuned in. A lot more where this comes from. But thanks for listening, guys. Like me on Facebook, follow on Twitter, all that fun stuff. And make sure you're listening to Under the Lights. We've got a couple more shows left this semester. So have a great one. And go Flyers tonight. Big game tonight. I don't know if it's going to happen, but go Flyers. And go Phillies too, because they're right now. The Phillies are looking like our only hope, and that's not a big one. So, yeah, stay cool, stay awesome, and have a good one. Thanks for listening.
If you are enjoying the Josh Liddick Show and you'd like to hear more sports opinions from two perspectives instead of one, tune in to Under the Lights with Josh Liddick and Paul Petrucci every Monday night from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. on the radio voice of Kutztown University, KUR.